Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you guys had a great week so far. I know the cryptocurrency markets certainly did. And despite us being down around 4 to 6% on the day, depending on the crypto market sentiment right now is for the most part in the green. Most cryptos have already hit new monthly highs. And I don't think that that's going to necessarily stop, although we might see a little bit of pullback in the market. So I want to go over some general market sentiment here and, of course, look at all the news that we have going, including the crypto bull that is coming up in just a few days. So if that sounds interesting at all, make sure you stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But that being said, let's go ahead and take a look over here, because as I mentioned, most cryptos are down around 4 to 6, maybe 7%, depending on the crypto. Of course, the lower in market cap we go, the more volatile that it's going to be for the most part. Bitcoin down around 4%, Ethereum down almost equally as much. BNB just down around 3.5%, while you have XRP down around 7% on the day. I believe really the only outliers that are green on the day are things like Elrond and Ampleforth. You can see Elrond's up almost 8%, and as we scroll down to AMP, it's up about 5%. So we have a couple of green cryptos here and there. We have IOTX, which is green around 7%, but the general market for the day is red. But as I mentioned earlier, we've had not only a green week, but a green last month. So one, maybe two red candles here and there. Is that the end for this? You know, probably not, but there is resistance at this level. We've talked about these moving averages, and we'll touch more on this in just a little bit. But the general market sentiment here, we can see that overall, this continued downtrend that we have seen might be in the process of breaking. But let's go through some of the news and kind of wrap back towards some of that TA a little bit later in this video, because there's a lot of news happening, as there always is, especially on a big weekend like this one. I know there's a lot of controversy happening, or maybe not controversy, but a lot of mixed opinions around the crypto bull. Some people are very excited for it. Some people are very skeptical of it. I know that traditional media outlets are calling it like the dot-com bubble, the dot-com bubble, or the pets.com rush. And they're comparing it to things like that. You know, I clearly have a differing opinion in that crypto is here to stay, and it's not anything like a pets.com. But this is something I covered in the last video, and it started to really get mainstream attention, so I want to go back over it. But, you know, it begs the question, will we ever pay our taxes in cryptocurrency? Because there are states inside of the USA that are pushing for it. We mentioned last time Arizona and Wyoming are two of the ones really leading the charge, but there's other states like Colorado and I believe Texas and potentially one other one. It's slipping my mind right now, but there are a couple of these that are really starting to make this push for it. Now, will this go through? Will this get accepted? We're still yet to see that. Obviously, this is not going to be a quick decision. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. But the fact that this is getting genuinely considered inside of multiple different states is something that I think people need to bat more of an eye towards. This is traditional adoption happening in front of our eyes. And if this doesn't excite you, I'm not sure what will, because people have been waiting for stuff like this to get seriously recognized, and this is getting legitimately recognized. I can't tell you how many people have sent me questions asking, you know, what do we think about the administration, and are they going to really tax cryptocurrency hard here? Are they going to regulate it hard? And I think regulation has too much of a negative connotation on it, because this is regulation happening in a very positive way right in front of our eyes. I would say about 90% of the crypto regulation happening right now is positive, and it's allowing states to go through processes like this one. So, you know, do I think that anything seriously negative is going to come out of the administration's regulation on crypto? I really don't. I think there's bigger things for them to tackle in the world right now, and especially when you have multiple different states trying to make such a bullish push, I don't see the anti or the vice versa of that getting slapped down here. It would create a lot of discombobulation and really a lot more of a mess than I think that they want to enter into right now. So do I think anything seriously negative is going to come out of the administration's crypto regulation that they want right now? Probably not. You know, we'll wait and see, but I am doubting it. This is another one that really stuck my mind. So Silicon Valley is no longer the edgy tech frontier, as workers are now fleeing Google and Amazon for other crypto and Web3 startups. Now, this has been something that recruiters have been noticing, and it is something that is real and happening. As we scroll through this, I want to kind of just highlight and I want everyone to understand the weight that comes with this, that both executives and developers are leaving places like Google and Facebook or Meta and Amazon and Lyft and these other big tech names to go and work for cryptocurrency and Web3 development. Why would they be doing this if they didn't see from a technical and from a technology standpoint that there was something significant here? And I think that that's where we have to put ourselves and our minds into. If the expert executives and the expert developers, we're talking the best ones in the world, are leaving these Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies to go work into this space, and they understand technology and executives in large companies and profits better than most of us, if they're leaving the space to come to crypto, there's probably something going on here, and saying maybe this is an industry to stay, maybe this is an industry with a lot of potential, because these are some of the biggest, most experienced names in the world that are coming over to cryptocurrency, and they want to invest their future and their job and their hard-earned time and money into this space. Now, all this article does is go through all the different examples here of how this is happening. It talks about Uber and Lyft and Meta and Google and even Amazon and all these other companies that are struggling with this right now. And if you remember in the past, these have been the companies to take the top level executives and developers from other companies. So other companies would go to Google and Facebook and Amazon from all around the world to work at them, and now they're losing their lead workers, their lead employees to the crypto space. I think that is a telltale sign that this industry is very much alive and it has a future, and this is something that I'm very excited to see. Hopefully people enjoy this space and working in it as much as I do. And from the looks of this, it's not only a growing industry, but people are happy with it. Now, with Solana and XRP leading the altcoin charge, as inflation is just a mess right now, we'll talk about that in just a second. I don't think that this is just Solana and XRP. I think this is all of crypto. I want to take that back. I think cryptocurrency as a whole is going to continue to gain value the worse on people realize that inflation gets. This article is a little bit misleading in saying that Solana and XRP lead the altcoin tumble as inflation jumps. We really don't see this. As inflation has been getting worse, yes, the crypto market has been following the stock market just a little bit, but we dropped maybe 4 or 5% on a single day after having over a month of green candles. And this is the headline that we get saying that cryptocurrencies are tumbling because of inflation. Like, come on. Like, really? We have one red day after a month of green, almost a month straight, or a week straight of green candles. It's just a little bit of an exaggeration. And I really do believe that the worse that inflation gets, the more people are going to understand that a deflationary set supply token is going to be a hedge against a lot of this. Now, as we are looking back to the chart, I do want to go over just kind of a general market sentiment here and help you guys understand that this downtrend that we've had for the most part is really broken here. And so what I'm seeing is that this would set us up for a higher swing low. We've saw the swing lows over in here, and this would set us up for an ultimate higher swing low. Now, in the end here, I really think it would be hard for Bitcoin to break this $30,000 support. Maybe it comes back into the upper echelons of the upper areas of the $30,000 range, test that a little bit. I don't think that would be too crazy. One thing that I was actually talking to one of our private groups about, Crypt Nation, was this 13-month long trend line, and how if there's an area for Bitcoin to retrace to, this is probably it. And we were talking about that days ago and how this was a significant area for cryptocurrency. So if you want to join Crypt Nation, there's a link to that in the description down below. I go over a lot of my technical analysis for multiple different coins in a lot more detail over there. So if you want to join that, get a lot more, I guess, personal insight in what's going through my head and a lot more of my technical analysis on a deeper scale, that's going to be a place to do that. Check it out in the description down below if that's something that interests you. And that's where I'm actually going to cover a little bit more on all of this today. But general market sentiment here, I am watching to see how Bitcoin rejects this. And I guess if Bitcoin is going to fall, ultimately the main thing I'm looking for here is a higher swing low. Now, as we round out this over here, I mentioned this just a little bit. I don't think that inflation is going to harm cryptocurrencies, which are deflationary. I think the idea that inflation is going to that inflation of a fiat is going to ruin the deflation of a crypto is a complete oxymoron, in the sense that, number one, they're two separate currencies, and if one's inflating and one's deflating, there's no reason that they should be tethered together, and it's only a matter of time until that breaks. The US dollar is now rivaling Brazil in inflation levels, meaning that the US dollar is now at an inflation rate of 7.5%. And most commodities that we're selling in the United States are a lot worse than that, meaning most meats are inflated around 20 to 25%, gas is up 40%. Things are really starting to get crazy, and we're feeling the effects of it. And it's only a matter of time, and I feel like a broken record at this point, it's only a matter of time until people realize that. But that's going to go ahead and round out the video for the most part. This is just the Ethereum chart. It looks pretty similar to Bitcoin for the most part. Still struggling below that 100 and 200 moving average. Not too much different and not too much real differentiation happening between Bitcoin and Ethereum. They are moving pretty closely for the time being. Across the board, though, we can see nearly everything on the week is green, despite having a red day of around 4 to 6%. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop those in the comment section down below. I'm very active down there and try to answer everyone's questions. And of course, check out all the links down there. We have links to Altcoin Alert and Crypt Nation and all of our different groups. There's something for everyone, and if you want to join a community, it really is a good one to be a part of and get yourself plugged in and learn a lot in the process. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, again, smack that like button, smack that subscribe button, and I will see all of you in the next video.